right, we've got our next edition of the Daily Discovery Email. I've got Melissa Hudson here, long-term member of the Performance Club. Thought we'd just get her on, have a chat and see how she's working through the lockdown and you know, she's got a lot going on at the moment. We'll go through just a little bit. Mother of 3 little ones, owner of Assemble Yoga Studio, co-founder of Rise Up Retreats with myself, and does also yoga teachings as well, a yoga teaching course. And obviously Luke's got, I mean, they've got the family business as well. So it's all bloody happening in the Hudson household. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. What an honour.
What an honour. So tell us how you've been coping through the COVID-19. I mean, having 3 little ones running around and homeschooling and all that must be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge, but I've started to find a rhythm. Like, I think like everyone, maybe early on, it was a bit of a shock. Like, I had to adjust and totally reset expectations, what a day looked like, start to be okay with things kind of changing and not being sure what the weeks ahead look like. But for me, I've kind of found living day by day, literally, the best kind of way to cope with everything. And I just focus on the big pieces, like what's the most important thing I've got to get done with the kids today with school, and I don't sweat the other stuff. You know, I just try and focus on the big pieces, feel good about what I can get done with them. Like, I've got 3, 6 and 8 years old, so you know, the 3-year-old's giving me a bit of grief when I'm trying to homeschool, but I just focus on the big picture, make sure they're happy, learning a bit, and I don't get too stressed out about the other stuff.
Good. So you obviously I didn't mention, but your yoga studio, you've opened, or not opened yet, but you've done all this through the COVID-19. When was the start, that open date meant to be?
So yeah, the timing is interesting. I've been probably wanting to open a studio for about 5 years, and I finally found like this perfect space. It was epic. I walked in, I was like, this is it. And I signed a lease on February 7, 2020. So we all know how that story goes. And by March, things were looking pretty shaky. Didn't open as planned on 1st of May. Did manage to open for a grand total of 9 days on the 22nd of June before we got shut down again as part of the 3012 postcode shutdown. And then obviously part of the wider lockdown that's ongoing now. And going by sort of current announcements, we're looking probably late November till we can get back indoors into a studio setting. Yep. So not at all how it was meant to go, but still really, really glad that I had those 9 days to see it in action. I've had great support, great feedback. Like, people are really supportive of small business and understand how difficult it is. And, you know, we're just doing what we can at the moment. And I'm confident that when it's go time, it's going to be go time. So that's how the story goes now, right? I just keep saying, this is the story, right? This is now forever going to be the story of Assembly Yoga, that we lived through this time. That's
exactly right. You look back in 10 years' time and go, look, we got through that, and look at where we're at right now.
Totally. Nothing's going to seem hard, right, after this?
Right. I'll tell you, I've got bloody frowns coming everywhere, and I mean, I'll have to work out how they can go away. But so tell me, let's go back into starting yoga, and what did you do beforehand to, do you know what I mean, working in that sort of industry and then wanting to open up your own studio?
So I've been a student of yoga for probably close to 20 years now. Just always loved it. It was a passion piece for me. It just made me feel amazing. Like, I just kept going back and back and back because it just, body, mind, just did good things for me. And I was always in sort of event management, sort of high pace, sporting events, logistics, coordination. So heaps of those skills are really transferable in running a small business. But it probably wasn't until, about 5 years ago that I was like, I could do this. Like, I could do this. Why am I not doing this? What else would I want to do? And then it became, I'm not a risk taker. So it took me a while to work up the courage and I think my husband got sick of me talking about it. He was like, God, can you just bloody do it? Are you going to stop talking about it? Just open a studio. So found a spot. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, shit, I don't have any excuse anymore. This is it. Like this will work. So it's on me now. Like I've got to do it. And yeah, I'm really glad. It's in West Footscray, great area. You know, up and coming, real village feel. Yeah, it's a perfect spot.
So event management before that, and then working as a yoga instructor.
Yeah, I worked as a yoga teacher sort of on the side, like most of us do, like the sort of the side hustle for many, many years, working at studios around Melbourne. It was a great career that I could do in between having the 3 kids, could just sort of fit it in around family life. And then I've managed other studios. And I think that was a big piece too, that I was managing someone else's studio. And I was like, man, I should be doing this for me. I can create the kind of environment I want to create, the type of place I want people to feel, you know, really welcome when they walk in the door, and share what I know and love about yoga and meditation in the unique way that I want to do it.
Yeah. So tell me, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was about the why and why you do stuff, and I guess the reasons why businesses can be so successful is having that why, and not just, do you know what I mean? I guess the difference between your yoga studio or my gym and another gym is why in ourselves. So tell us about like the why. Why is Assembly Yoga different? And why do you do what you do?
I'd like to say for Assembly Yoga, what I would really love for people to feel sets it apart is that I just want to create a laid back, welcoming space to learn and practice yoga. I know a lot of people at, you know, from the gym or the performance club community, I get heaps of people going, oh yeah, really want to try yoga. Like it's just not for me though. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not for you? It's for everybody. So I think some people have like this idea of what sort of person does yoga or what meditation is like. And I just think yoga and meditation are some of the most practical ways that you can get body and mind in a really good spot. And I just want to share that and make that accessible to people in a cruisy way, like laid back, welcoming, come as you are, and have just a great team of teachers that are going to show you what you need to know.
Yeah, because I saw the photos on Instagram and that sort of stuff. Like the place looks absolutely amazing, and so you really haven't left any like stone unturned there. I mean, I'm sure you and Luke put a fair bit of hours getting that set up.
You know how it goes.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was an interesting process to build. There's always like something that comes up, and you know, halfway through I was freaking out, but it just comes together right at the end, and I'm proud of the space. Yeah.
So tell us about the roller coaster of emotions, I guess. Like you feel like you're launching a product in a business, and then all this happens, and then you feel like you got to launch it again. And like tell us about like the internal sort of emotions of how you dealt with that. Because I know, like personally, like it's full on. I mean, your head doesn't stop, and you're constantly thinking of the what ifs and how you're going to combat stuff, and do you know what I mean, everything's out of your control. How have you dealt with all that?
Yeah, it's definitely highs and lows. I grieved early. Like I struggled early. Like because everything for me evaporated pretty much overnight. In terms of, you mentioned before, retreats. I had, you know, multiple international retreats booked this year. I had a 4-month teacher training program that was set to run where we train people to be yoga teachers, and I had the studio to open up, and that evaporated pretty quickly. So yeah, I grieved hard and fast, and then I had a little pity party for myself. And then there's only so long you can do that, right? Like I realized I was wasting a lot of energy sort of fighting with reality. I was just willing it to be different. And at some point, you've got to sit back and go, all right, these are the cards that have been dealt. This is the story of Assembly Yoga. This is the story of 2020. And stop fighting with reality and accept what's happening and do what you can do and use the energy rather than spending the energy on getting cranky with 2020. Try to use the energy, gather the energy and put it towards something positive.
So the positive, so you're doing online stuff at the moment. I want to get, this is a good product of, I guess, what we've been talking about at the Performance Club is just making sure that we're doing a fair bit within ourselves and, getting out and exercising and spending time, yoga, meditation, reading, all those sort of stuff. So how can we get involved online, I guess, at the moment, and then going forward when we're out of lockdown, get into the studio? Because you've got weekend or like, you go, I'll let you go.
Yeah. You can say it. No, we've got, I wanted to do something for everyone. I'd felt such a high level of support in the 9 days we were open, and then just the months that followed with people reaching out and caring about the studio. So we're doing free Zoom Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and we've had such a good response. We're getting over 50 people on the classes. It's great to see everyone. Like it's as close as you can get, right, to being in a room with everyone. We all chat and laugh, and I can see in everyone's houses, and we just hang out. It's really nice. And that's, the Saturdays are more low key for sort of beginner friendly, all levels. Sundays, if you're up for something a little bit more dynamic, so more physically challenging, you and Mike Keating for sure would be up for the Sunday morning session. Yeah. And they're just fun. They're just laid back. They're exactly an extension of what the studio vibe would be like. Friendly, laid back, but they're going to set you up. A little bit of meditation, bit of movement. So a nice mix. And then I'm also running a mentorship program for yoga teachers at the moment, which is a really satisfying project, getting to work with a group that we had meant to have in the studio, but we've transitioned online. Yep. And when sort of I was hanging on, like a lot of parents, to find out when childcare and school is going to be happening, so I can get a bit more involved in getting some of our programs online, particularly like a Learn to Meditate course, a lot of great content that can be transferred online. It can, technology is amazing. There is a lot we can do. So getting some of that on. And then in the studio, we've got classes for all levels. When we can get back, there's something for everyone. And that was one of the key things for Assembly, that it was come as you are, no experience, heaps of experience, just come. We've got something for you.
Yeah. So we're going to put we'll put some more information in this email as well in regard to how the crew can get on, and hopefully we can get a big audience. What is it today? Wednesday. Hopefully we can get a big audience this Saturday or Sunday and jump on and
for
get
sure.
on. I think it'd be great for everyone to get on there and I guess get moving and find that sort of inner peace and then also support you guys as well. It'd be good to see, you know what I mean? A big number on there.
Yeah, we have a few. There's a few TPC faces already popping up on the weekend classes. And if anyone can't make the weekends, because I know everyone's got sort of different responsibilities at this time, we've also got a selection of just pre-recorded classes for free on our website that they'll give you a little bit of a vibe about what we're about as well. Yeah.
So we're going to the vibe now. So we Rise Up Retreats.
That's the vibe.
That's the vibe. we had our first retreat last year in Bali last October. That was our first one. We had a group of, I think there was 13, I think.
God, it was good, Dylan.
Oh, it was a good one. So we'll go through the experience. We obviously had a couple of retreats this year booked. We had a June one, which was booked out, and then we had an October one, which was filling up pretty fast as well. So, as you said, a lot of your stuff just went overnight, and you obviously had a retreat, a yoga retreat in India, I think it was.
Yeah, I had 20 people coming with me to Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Which I'm bummed about missing too. One day.
One day, it's just all gone. But so the retreats, let's have a chat about that retreat and I guess why we came together to bring these Rise Up retreats. We went over there a couple of days earlier, and that the place is unbelievable. I guess I'll let you have a chat, and then we'll both go at each other. But Like how good was the experience, and what did you get out of it, I guess?
Well, I think like for me, it was like, I don't know if I'm just, I feel like so many people feel this way. It was just the perfect week, right? It was a balance of, you walk in to this incredible resort location, which just has got everything you could ever dream of in terms of facilities, indoor gym, outdoor gym, multiple swimming pools, just people to bring you coffee and food by the pool, whatever you want. And then like it's so cruisy and beautiful like that. But then there's this awesome space where you can just, because you're not worrying about any of that stuff at home, like you're not worrying about making dinners and kids and life and work. You just get this week where you can focus on your goals, step out of your comfort zone. Got Dylan in your corner, just like barking orders at you for these twice a day sessions that like they're tough, but I mean, it's everything the Performance Club is, right? They're tough, but they're fun. And you're with this group of people who are just supporting you and you're all in it together. And then, the sweetener, the softness of that is you get the recovery sessions with the yoga, you get sunrise meditation. It's just kind of, for me, it was just this perfect balance of hard work, but treating yourself, having a break, eating great food. And I think we all, like when we sort of chatted and got feedback on the week, the overwhelming response that it was like we just hadn't laughed so much in a long time.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest thing that just the jaws were sore from laughing. We went to an inflatable world,
Oh my God.
which when Dale had a GoPro, and I mean we're all running around. It was just like everyone was on the ground in tears. We went for a Hidden Valley hike. I mean, it's just an unbelievable experience as well. And I guess just the overall the sense of just relaxation, but then how good you felt when you left was like everyone, like the amount of people that rebooked straight away was, you know what I mean, it just shows a sign that how good of a week they had. And I guess
it was such a good crew and just good times, just laughter, sunshine.
And like even towards like the dinners and that, like we didn't have, no one had to have dinner together. Like you didn't have to, but everyone came together, and it was just like we were just having that many like laughs and just joking about the day and showing photos and just be like, oh my God, how funny was this? And then obviously, you know what I mean, the weather was unbelievable. I mean, it's an unbelievable place, Bali. And I guess, you know what I mean, we had a big group coming in June, which, you know what I mean, I'm pretty shattered about. But, you know what I mean, I guess when we're allowed to travel again, you know what I mean, I can't wait to go back and
well, this is it. I think a lot of us now have that realization of mate, we are going to appreciate things when we get things back, right? You know, from everything like a coffee in a coffee shop, a dinner at a restaurant, to a trip overseas, like that we're just going to be crystal clear on how lucky we are to have those opportunities and really soak them up, I think, when we get that back.
So what would you say to someone looking at coming on our next retreat?
Be quick. Because I think everyone's going to be putting their hand up for a bit of getaway.
Yeah.
I think just everyone, like speak to someone who came on, you know, the inaugural Rise Up retreat. And I say with full confidence that you'll get 5 stars from every single person.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah. It just puts a smile on your face just thinking about it.
I know, doesn't it?
Ice bath. We had people going ice baths after a session and stuff like that. But what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Rise Up Retreats video on here as well, and people can have a look at that.
Yeah. The Instagram page has got some good shots that you can check out and get a feel for what it's all about.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to catch up and see how you're going, and I think it was good for everyone to hear how you're dealing with it. And you've got a lot going on, and you're doing a good job. And it's obviously not ideal that you're trying to start a business and create something in this period. And do you know what I mean? Know that you're doing a great job, and it's not easy, especially with 3 kids. I don't know how you do it. And
No, look, it's not easy, but you know, there's so many TPC members are in exactly the same boat with kids. And you know, for me, the thing that I've learned over it is I've just got to be, it takes a bit of discipline. Like you got to, we all know what are the things that make us feel better. And it's what, you know, it's what you're talking about before: eat well, get good sleep, you know, make sure you're moving your body. If anyone wants advice on meditation or where to find some good meditations, I know on your emails you've been sharing, you know, some of those apps that are out there. It's just such a good way to get your mind right, get your head right, direct your attention on the positive things. Just slowly, step by step, we'll get there.
That's it. Keep kicking goals, and then we'll get back on the other side. And
I miss you, Dylan, but I don't miss the air bike.
Please, yes, you do. We're back.
I'm terrified to see you, old friend, again in the air bike.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
You too. Thanks for everything you do, Dylan, and all the guys at TPC. We miss you. I miss you.
No worries. Well, we look forward to getting back into some 2-on-1, 1-on-1 in a couple of weeks. I'll put a link up for your yoga stuff on this weekend or any weekend, and hopefully we can get a good influx of people to jump on there and do that. It'd be great for them.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks for that. See ya.